successful. So in order from number 5 being, not that it's least important, but maybe from number 1 will be the most important thing you can do. So we'll start at number 5. Number 5, I'll say take notes. When your teacher writes something on the board, whether it be a sentence and then he does some kind of a practice with it, or a verb conjugation, or shows you how to spell something, write it down. Take some notes so that when the day before the test you can go back and go look at what your teacher wrote down, because there's a good chance, if your teacher's at all like me, that might be on your test or your quiz, so it can be very helpful. And also, just by writing something down, you're more likely to remember how it's spelled when it comes to a test or a quiz. Number 4 will be ask for help. Spanish can be very confusing at times, especially for someone who's maybe was like me, an English speaker, and learning a second language for the first time in high school. Spanish can be very weird, awkward. It's just different. So if at any point you find yourself completely lost, ask for help, because everything that you learn in Spanish, you build on top of it. So if you're learning how to do something in the second month of Spanish 1, there's a good chance that skill that you're learning will be used in Spanish 2 and 3 and 4 and forever, because everything builds on top of each other. So if you're lost, get help right away so that you can remedy the situation and be successful later on. Number 3 will be practice outside of class. There's a lot of things you can do to practice outside of class. It could just be study your flashcards. It could be do your homework. It could be if you see your friend who's also in Spanish class with you, you can say, instead of saying, do you have your Spanish book in English, you could say, ¿Tienes tu libro? In Spanish, because you've learned that now maybe. So if you can think of a way to say something you've already learned, say it in Spanish, because then you're that much more likely to remember it when time comes for some sort of an assessment. Number 2 will be listen. In class, when your teacher is talking, saying something in Spanish, listen to him or her. When your classmates are answering a question, listen to him or her. You will learn just as much from your classmates as you will your teacher, because I, for example, will ask a question in class, and I might have 6 different people answer that question. Listen to all of their answers. You'll learn from their mistakes and their successes at the same time. Listen. Don't be distracted by your iPod or what have you. Make sure you're listening. And then my number 1 thing in class, it kind of goes along with listening. You can't really do number 1 if you don't do the listening part. But number 1 is participate. Raise your hand. Take risks. If your teacher asks a question, try and answer it. If you're just a little bit nervous, wait for that other kid to answer it. And if they get it right and you're like, okay, that kind of sounds like my answer, give it a shot. Try your best. Answer a question. Because not only will you probably get some sort of points for it, it'll be huge when time comes for a test or a quiz. You'll have a better listening skills, you have better speaking skills, you'll have more understanding of the material, you'll just know it better. Participate, participate, participate. It's huge. Those are my top 5 ways you can do well. If there's some other hints that you need or help that you need, ask, or maybe you're like, well, how do I do this? How do I do that? Just ask and I'll get back to you. Hopefully this is helpful. That's it. Thanks.